Hey guys, Connor Moore here, and welcome back to One More Day. Now, last time we left off, we had just left the water park to go kind of get into our dry clothes to hang out again back at the little festival thingy. So, once we had gotten back from that, one of her closer friends that was of an acquaintance of mine that I was like trying to buy their friendship actually told me that she had a crush on me. And I was flipping my shiz. Like I was so happy. I was on cloud nine. But at the same time I was feeling a little coy, like, ooh, I know she likes me and she doesn't know that I know. I can use this to my advantage and be like super like flirty and not be afraid to get shut down or people think I'm gross because that happened a lot growing up. I wasn't obscene or anything. I don't want people to think that. I just be like, oh man, you look really pretty today, and be like, ew, I'm like sorry. But we went back to the festival, and I ordered everyone some Domino's pizza because remember I was rolling in the dough, which was like $350, which for a 13-year-old rolling in the dough, pretty good. So we're eating. She has a Doctor Who shirt on, and I remember thinking like, oh, she's a nerd too. I love it. 'Cause I was a big Doctor Who fan and Supernatural and Sherlock. Like I actually made like a Time Lord clan with my friends. One of them was an artist, and they drew pictures of all of us. Yeah, I still have the picture she made me. I was the watcher. I would sit and I would observe and watch what everyone was doing before I came up with a plan. I might have to post that somewhere. But uh, she was Doctor Who fan. I was Doctor Who fan, so that just made everything better. And I remember we just kind of sat and hung out for quite a while there. And then apparently there was this like dance, this like dance on the street dance. Is that the right word? That's the word we're gonna use. There was a street dance, and we were going to cars to get in there. Sorry, this was 7 years ago. We were going to get in some cars to get over there, and one of her friends came up to me, and he was like, "If you don't hold her hand, I will." This was the same friend that told me that she liked her, and I was like, "No, you won't." Like I got super defensive really quick. Um, on the way over to the dance, everything was chill and fun like that, and I was just watching her dance and everything. I kind of just chilled on the curb, like stressing out because I was gonna ask her to dance because I knew she liked me, or I was sure. I was pretty sure. I had been told that she did. So I was just kind of chilling on the curb. She was dancing, having fun, and that same friend came over to me. He's like, "Oh, hey, I requested a slow song. So you should go ask her." And I was like, "I already planned on asking her, but thanks." So slow song comes up. Ask her to dance, and she's like, "Oh, you know how I told you." No, at first she was like, "I lied to you," and I was like, "Okay, about what?" She was like, "Remember when I said that I liked this other guy?" I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "I actually like you." And I remember going, "I know." And I was thinking I was so cool, like so romantic and flirty. I know. And then, sorry, I think back on it, I was just such a big dork, and I still am. But I then tried to like sing the song to her that was playing, and I didn't really know any of the words, and it was probably really awkward to watch or even be a part of for her. I feel bad for her. But after that dance, we kind of sat down, not actually next to each other, and she went over to the other side of the street and like talked with all her friends, and they were all looking at me like, "Oh, oh, they're a thing now," and everything like that. So last thing to kind of end the little like festival that they had was fireworks, a fireworks show over at a baseball field. So we were walking over to that field, and one of our friends keeps egging me on, like, hold her hand, do it, do it." So I grabbed her hand and I held it, And immediately she was like, "You're doing it wrong," and moved her hand. And at that point, I was like, "Oh man, how many guys has she been with? Like I'm just like a loser compared to her. Like I was doing everything wrong, and I was freaking out." But apparently, she was just had seen it in movies, and that was the way it was supposed to be. So we got to the park with the fireworks, and I finally had the balls to put my arm around her. She rested her head on my shoulder, and it was like, holy crap, this is happening. This is really happening. I have my arm around a hot girl. That was what I was thinking at the time, but she's beautiful and amazing and elegant and hot and sexy. But at that time, it was just like, this hot girl. And it was awesome. And then after the fireworks were over, I offered to walk her home because her house was just a few blocks from that baseball field. And some of her friends were like, "Oh, are you guys boyfriend and girlfriend now?" And both of us was like, "I don't know. We didn't really like talk about it." So I got down on one knee. I was like, "Addison May Lott, will you be my girlfriend?" She was like, "Sure." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. Why did I just like propose to be her boyfriend?" But I mean, she accepted, so whatever. I guess it works. And we kept walking on our way. We got over to her house. And this time it was pretty dark. I stood across the street from her house. She gave me a hug, and I gave her a hug. And I was like, "Holy crap! Now I'm hugging a hot girl. Like, what has happened?" And off she went into her house, and I went to go find my mom because she had just been kind of cleaning throughout the day. So I get in the car, and my mom's like, "Oh, you're happy?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I had fun with some friends." Anyways, fast forward, we date all through high school and my first year or my last year of middle school. She's 3 weeks older than me. Her birthday is August 13th, and mine's September 6th. And the way that our school worked is September 1st was the cutoff for grades. So she was a grade ahead of me, which sucked because my senior year of high school was just real dumb and lame because she was in college. But we had gone to like all the school dances together, except for one. So I was like, I don't know, I kind of want to see what it was like dating other people because I never did, and that didn't go out well. That was a dumb thing to do, or to even bring up. Like, caused a lot of issues in our relationship. That was a dumb thing, a dumb thing. But it got to the point that we were like fighting all the time, and then I was a senior and she was in college. And one day I was just like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. We're just fighting and fighting and fighting. We never really see each other. So I broke it off after 4 years. 3 years. 3 to 4 years. And I started dating this other chick who was also really hot. But we were very different. I'll say that. She was more like into sports and like basic white girl stuff. I think that's racist. People use that phrase. I'm going to use that phrase. But she was kind of basic. And it had been a few weeks. And I had then went to a dance with that girl from my 8th grade year. That broke my heart because her mom hated me. But we went on a date, and I remember it was so great and so fun, and I fell back like in love with her. I was like, oh, all these years, I didn't know that my love for her was still hidden. And then like she kissed me, we made out, and I was like, oh, she totally likes me too. And then the next day, her friend told me that she had actually just broken up with her boyfriend, and she had just been lonely, and that the kiss didn't mean anything. And then I was like, oh, okay. Fool me twice, I guess. So at that point, I ripped out all my romantic feelings towards her. Me and her were still pretty good friends, and I'd like to think that we're still friends today. We haven't talked in a long time, but we're still pretty good friends. But I was like, I will not have this happen again. So I cut all like romantic ties to her, And I was just kind of lonely for a little bit. And I realized just how weird it was not having Addie there because she had been there the entire time for 3 to 4 years. She had been like my best friend, my confidant, everything. So I like begged her to take me back because I was like, "You're the most amazing person I've met," and I don't know why I was just like, "No, we're done for now. Sorry," and I still feel bad about that to this day. It was one of the stupidest things I've ever done. But luckily, she forgave me because she was used to me being stupid. So we're back together. We even till this day we don't even really fight anymore. Like we'll bicker as couples do, and especially married couples. But the fight ends. Like we bicker for maybe 5-10 minutes, and it's just done. We don't worry about it anymore. So that's one thing good that came out of kind of that break is we realized just how much we meant to each other. So I guess it did help our relationship, but looking back at it, I feel bad for what I put her through and how stupid I was. But I graduate. We both end up going to the same college. We are there for about a year, and I just get a really strong feeling that I should propose to her. So I proposed to her. We get married the next year, and then she was really baby hungry, and I was kind of like I was a little baby hungry because we at that point we'd been together for 6 years, or yeah, 6 years, 5 years, 5.5 years. Sorry, I had to do some quick counting. Um, and we were trying to get pregnant and have a baby. I remember she was just like, "I'm never gonna get pregnant. I can't get pregnant." She was taking pregnancy tests every day, and they were all positive. They were all negative. And then one day it was just positive. It was actually Father's Day of 2019. And I was on the phone with my dad, and she's like, "I need to talk to you." I was like, "Oh, okay. Sorry, Dad, I gotta go. Happy Father's Day. I love you." And then she's like, "I'm pregnant." And I was like, "What?" And we were both like, "What?" And turns out she had actually, it was a honeymoon baby. Totally a honeymoon baby. That Addie still fights that, but I was like, the pregnancy test came back positive, but at 2 months, the doctors even said that most likely conceived during such and such date, which was our honeymoon. So, anyways, have a baby. Super awesome baby. Love this baby. Um, I get a job that I'm actually still at. Pays good monies. Provides for my baby and for my other baby. And here we are. It was. I actually started my YouTube channel in college before we got married. And once we got married, it was not very often streams or videos. And then, I want to see, not quite a year into our marriage, actually, about a year. I just had a big break from YouTube and stuff that I just didn't do it for like 6 months. I got back into it. Baby was born. Uh, we were all good. And then I tried to make my channel get bigger and bigger and tried to do all these streams and collaborative streams. 12-hour stream, no, 24-hour stream. That's right. It was 24 hours. It actually had a lot more friction than I thought it would because I was just playing Skyrim for 24 hours and people came and watched. It was awesome. I started actually making money off Twitch and I was like, oh man, this is going to be my job. Then everything died. I was like, okay, this won't be my job. I still enjoy it, but I want to do more. So here we are. This is how this podcast was birthed. I kind of want to shift gears here and just talk about this last week. It's been really nice because work's been kind of slower, and we've got these like side jobs that we've got to do. And I'm so behind, and I don't know how everyone else is caught up or ahead. Like at this point, I am the one that's been there the longest, besides one other person and management. I just don't know why I can't catch up or stay caught up. So that's just something I've got to work through, so that's fun. Trying to think of other things to talk about. Also, I've been having this crazy headache for the past couple of days because I low-key kind of run off caffeine, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to be doing that to my body. So I've been having like caffeine withdrawals and caffeine headaches. Ibuprofen and Tylenol don't make it go away. Oh, also, pretty big life event that I didn't talk about. About right. Was it right after? Yeah, about right after my 21st birthday. Right before my 21st birthday, my dad had a stroke, and that sucked. He's luckily still recovering though. He's doing good. But in about October of 2020, I got diagnosed with blood clots in my lungs. You got to remember, I'm 21 years old. I'm not old. So, blood clots in my lungs, definitely not normal. But the doctors were pretty much just like, oh, take a blood thinner, and there you go. And I've been on blood thinners ever since, and they suck. My chest still hurts a lot randomly, but I'm not supposed to take ibuprofen with my blood thinners. And every time I get like a nosebleed or a cut, it just bleeds. It just bleeds and bleeds and bleeds and bleeds. Like, I didn't know my body had so much blood that it could just lose. The nice thing, though, is I had to get some blood tests done. And they went by really quick. Because my blood was just, like, squirting out. So, if you can avoid blood thinners or blood clots in your lungs, I would suggest it. They're not the funnest. But back to what I was talking about before, which I don't remember what it was. But I'm sure it was. Oh, actually, I want to talk to you guys about snacks. I want to know some of your guys' favorite snacks. Because growing up, like, my family snack was chips and cottage cheese. Now, I know a lot of people are probably just like, ugh, gross, how dare you. But it's so good. And almost everyone I've had try it is just like, that is really good. And I'm like, I know. It's so good. It's also especially good if you go to Kroger or Smith's or Fred Meyer, depending on where you're at in the country. I don't know how they do it, but they make their chips taste exactly like an entree. Like, exactly. I remember they had some prime rib and horseradish ones. Tasted just like a prime rib. Like, I would eat that for dinner. It's just some potato chips because my brain was just like, oh, I'm eating prime rib. But those, and I just got some cheeseburger ones. It's just like a cheeseburger. Like, you can even taste like the smoke. It's amazing. But those with cottage cheese, baller. Another snack I like that not a lot of people like are little like circus peanuts that they're called. They're like the marshmallowy orange peanuts that kind of feel like cement a little bit if they get hard. But if you eat them while they're soft, oh, those things are so good. And candy corn. I do love me some candy corn. But I like the little pumpkins more than candy corn, I think. Yeah, I want to know some of your guys' thoughts on snacks, because I love snacks. I'm like constantly snacking, especially throughout the day. So I was trying to lose weight, so I was like, oh, I'll snack more and eat less on my meals. And that didn't happen. I just snack more and eat the same amount. Like, I'm not huge, I'm not a whale, but I'm definitely not as skinny as I used to be, which I guess also comes with age. I guess I should say I've got a pretty nice dad bod. I mean, that's good. I still have a wife, so that's good. I haven't scared her away yet. Also, I could go for some Cheez-Its. I love Cheez-Its. The best Cheez-Its are the 4-cheese Cheez-Its. I don't know if any of y'all have had those, but if not, you gotta have them. So freaking good. I remember one time I had a box of those Cheez-Its, and I hate the bags being in there, so I always just pour the Cheez-Its out into the box. And I went to go grab it one day, just full of ants. When I was little, I had this dream that ants had gone into the veins, like around my wrist, and I could see them and feel them walking up through my veins. And ever since then, ants give me the heebie-jeebies. So I like lost it when I saw that in the box, and it's like giving me chills now just talking about it. But I'm gonna leave this be a little shorter episode, just because I kind of feel like I'm gonna pass out. My chest is hurting really bad. So I'm gonna go try not to die. But till next time, I love you all. And remember, life gets hard. But as long as you just tell yourself one more day, every day, you'll make it through. Bye!